If you've been following the channel, you know one of the things we like to do the most is finding hidden features, covering tips and tricks of really unique products. And the latest Galaxy Buds, the Buds Plus, is no exception, as there's a lot of interesting features that I'm surprised that Samsung didn't highlight during their announcement for these things. So if you already own a pair or you want to find out more about the Galaxy Buds Plus, here are those cool tips and tricks that you can do with the Galaxy Buds Plus. Let's get started. So first, we're just gonna go ahead and cover the basics, the similarities between iOS and the Android app. And real quick, we should already be familiar with this layout. On top of here, we see our battery life for the buds as well as the case. Here you can also enable ambient mode if you want to manually enable it this way. But if we go underneath, this lap tap right here gives the earbuds unique gesture controls. See where it says double tap earbuds edge? When this is enabled, you can actually adjust the volume by double tapping the edge on the left and the right side. So as an example, here I am wearing the two earbuds, and if I tap on the right side earbud on the edge, I'm gonna raise the volume. If I tap on the left side on the edge of that earbud, I'm lowering the volume. This gives you every important gesture control right there. So volume controls, you have it right there. So not only pause and play, but you also maintain the touchpad that you selected for that gesture control, which I'm gonna talk more about that in a little bit. So this actually works surprisingly really well, and I really wish Apple innovates something like this on their earbuds. Now if we go back to the app, you see down here where it says extra high ambient volume? Go ahead and enable this. I'm going to show you something. If you go back to the main menu, right here on ambient sound, you have a fourth option now. If you select the extra high, it gives you super hearing ability. It sounds like I'm literally able to hear conversations that happen across the room from me. And it does this pleasantly, like it's not gonna blow out your eardrum, but this does give you almost like super hearing abilities. Like I could hear stuff that I slide across my desk. It's just so weird, you have to try it. But that's one hidden feature that's not really well talked about. Now, below here, you see the Find My Earbuds feature. Now this will eventually happen to you. It happened to me quite a few times, but this feature always saved my butt from losing an earbud. This isn't new, this was also on the previous Galaxy Buds, but was only available on the Android app. But on iOS, it's also here. Now, if you lose one earbud, you can just tap on this, and you can ring either the left or the right side by simply just tapping start. And yes, it gets very loud, so I don't recommend wearing the earbuds when you have this enabled. Now, another interesting setting to also highlight is located in the Advanced tab. Right here, you see here, you could use ambient sound during calls. When this is enabled, it basically does that. When you answer a phone call, ambient mode will also be enabled, and you can hear the environment around and still be able to hear the caller just fine. Surprisingly, works really well too. Now back here, I'm sure we're all familiar with the EQ. Yes, unfortunately you cannot customize it. You're only stuck with these pre-made ones, which actually do a good job. So not really much to say about the EQ, but what I want to show you is the touchpad. In case, whatever said reason, you want to turn off gestures, you don't want the sensors to accidentally tap to pause or track or whatever. If you actually lock it, enable the lock, your gestures are going to be disabled. So now when you tap the earbuds, they're not going to do anything unless you disable that again. But yeah, that's basically it. And above here, it shows you little tutorials if you're unfamiliar with what these little shortcuts could do. You can watch right there. They do like a cool little animation. But real quick, let's say you have an iPhone and you want to use these earbuds to switch between an iPhone and let's say your business phone, which happens to be an Android device. Well, as long as you have the app downloaded, this is how you transfer the earbuds to one another the proper way. So, on your Android device, if you already had them paired, you simply just tap connect and then boom, it connects. But now let's say you want to use these earbuds on your iPhone, you must go on the Android app before you do that and disconnect from here. Now when you go on your iPhone, they should automatically connect if you force close and reopen the application. Now I'm not sure if this was done on purpose to get some revenge on iPhone from Android, from their developers, but there's no way you could disconnect the earbuds on iOS. So to connect them, it's only the Android app that can override. So there's no connection option here for our earbuds. We can only pair a new device, that's it. But yeah, on the Android app side of things, if you go into your touchpad, you are given an additional option, additional choice, Spotify. Now, the rest, you can find these on iOS as well, the volume control, stuff like that. Again, you don't need the volume control if you enable that lab feature. But with Spotify, if you select Spotify, all it really does is just will resume whatever previous song or track or audio file, like a podcast you were playing, as soon as you tap on the earbud. But afterwards, once the app is already launched, all your gesture controls, the common ones, will work. But that's the Spotify exclusive that's found on Android. Another exclusive feature is in the notification tab. With this mode enabled, all it's really gonna do is just read out the notifications out loud to your earbuds. So whenever you're wearing the earbuds, a notification comes in, it's just gonna read it out loud. Now this last one is kind of like a bonus tip. Basically, just like the previous Galaxy Buds, if there's a device that doesn't support the Galaxy application, like on iOS, let's use this laptop as an example. If you want to pair these buds to that laptop via Bluetooth, simply put on both buds, hold them down for a good 5 seconds until you hear like a pair sound. As soon as it begins pairing, go on that device, Bluetooth discover devices, select them, and bada bing, bada boom, you are connected. Now, this is somewhat confusing because Samsung treated this as a feature. This is the exact same thing what we were able to do on the previous Galaxy Buds. There's no features like some Bose headphones, for example, where allow you to connect to two devices at once. So you could be listening to music on your iPad as an example, and then your iPhone receives a phone call. It's immediately going to pair to your headset and allow you to actually answer the call that way. There's none of that. I don't know what Samsung was promoting here, but I wasn't able to find anything about this. But I think this is what Samsung was originally talking about. But this is a common feature across all other Bluetooth earbuds. And then I guess another added bonus, this is something I discovered. Let's say, for example, you have the older generation earbuds, and for some reason your main case, this case right here, is low on batteries, and you don't have time to charge them. But the other case is full on charge. You can actually swap the earbuds. There's no issues whatsoever. It doesn't cause any confusion. It actually works really well. So you could do that. Or maybe you prefer the matte finish on that case better than the glossy one. See, I wasn't joking. There's actually a lot of amazing things you can do with these things. So which one of these hidden features was your favorite? Mine was that super hearing mode, was the ambient mode. I wasn't expecting to work so well. They're almost like little spy gadgets at this point, and they're so small when you're wearing them. Nobody will even notice. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. If you wanna watch more, go ahead and watch my previous video I did with them as I compared them against the regular Galaxy Buds. I do an in-depth comparison covering all the pros and the cons between both of them. And then this video over here, that's just a video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you. They think you're gonna like it. Are you? I don't know. Go ahead and watch that and let me know in the comments if YouTube was right. But again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.